Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. You can just Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so we're reading from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Let's see. Let me put this here. Okay, this is text 124. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we'll chant the Bengali sometimes. Another try. So I don't know if Ishwar, you want to put it on the screen if people want to chant.
Right now there's no mind for TV. So.
Okay. That makes it
So he's going to try to fix the mind for TV for you.
okay. We're on text 124. First, I wanted to offer my respectful obeisances to Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas. May the right words come at the right time with the right intention and consciousness. And let us remain chaste to Srila Prabhupada's wonderful purports. And say sabera sadhu sange guna sporaya Krishna bhajana koraya mumuksha jataya. Text 124. Chapter, see, Madhya Lila, chapter 24. If those who are attached to demigod worship fortunately associate with the devotees, their dormant devotional service and appreciation of the Lord's qualities gradually awaken. In this way, they also engage in Krishna's devotional service and give up the desire for liberation and the desire to merge into the existence of impersonal Brahman. Purport. The four Kumaras, Chatushana, Sukadeva Goswami, and the 9 Yugendras were absorbed in Brahman realization, and how they became devotees is described herein. There are 3 kinds of impersonalists: the mumukshu, those desiring liberation; the jivan muktas, those liberated in this life; and the prapta swarupa, those merged in Brahman realization. All 3 types of jnanis are called moksha kankshis, those desiring liberation. By associating with devotees, such people give up the mumuksha principle and render devotional service. The real cause for this change is the association of devotees. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant to attract all types of men, even those who desire things other than the Lord's devotional service. Through the association of devotees, they gradually begin to render devotional service. So, therefore Srila Prabhupada started the worldwide ISKCON movement. By association of devotees, we become elevated to Krishna consciousness and reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Text 125. O great learned devotee, although there are many faults in this material world, there is one good opportunity, the association with devotees. Such association brings great happiness. Due to this good quality, our strong desire to achieve liberation by merging into the Brahman effulgence has become weakened. Purport, this is a quotation from the Hari Bhakti Sudodaya, text 126. Naradira Sange Shonakari Munigana Mumuksha Chadiya Kaila Krishnera Bhajana. By associating with the great saint Narada, Shaunaka and other great sages gave up the desire for liberation and engaged in Krishna's devotional service. Text 127. Krishnera darshane koro Krishnera kripaya mumuksha chadiya gune bhaje tanrapaya. Simply by meeting Krishna or receiving Krishna's special favor, one can give up the desire for liberation. Being attached by the transcendental qualities of Krishna, one can engage in his service. Text 128. In this Dwarka Dham, I am being attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is personified spiritual bliss. Simply by seeing him, I am feeling great happiness. Oh, I have wasted so much time trying to become self-realized through impersonal cultivation. This is a cause for lamentation. This is a purport from a verse found in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Text 129. Jivan mukta aneka sedui beda jani bhaktiye jivan mukta jane jivan mukta mani. There are many people who are liberated even in this lifetime. Some are liberated by discharging devotional service, and others are liberated through the philosophical speculative process. Bhaktiye jivan mukta guna krishna hana krishna bhaje shushuksha jane jivan mukta aparade ado maje. Those who are liberated by devotional service become more and more attracted to the qualities of Krishna. Thus they engage in his devotion, his service. Those who are liberated by the speculative process eventually fall down again due to offensive activity. So I won't be chanting all the verses, just some of them. The Sanskrit, the Bengali. O lotus-eyed one, those who think they are liberated in this life but are without devotional service to you are of impure intelligence. Although they accept severe austerities and penances and rise to the spiritual position to impersonal Brahman realization, they fall down again because they neglect the worship of your lotus feet. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.2.32. Text 132. Brahmabhuta prasanatma nasochiti nakankshati samaksarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim labhate param. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed to every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. This is a quotation from the Bhagavad Gita, 1854. Text 133. Although I was worshipped by those on the path of monism and initiated into self-realization through yoga system, I have nonetheless been forcibly turned into a maidservant by some cunning boy who is always joking with the gopis. Purport, this is a verse written by Bilva Mangala Thakur. Text 134. Bhakte Bale Praptaswarup Divya Deha Paya Krishna Guna Krishnahana Bhaje Krishna Paya. One who has attained his constitutional position by the strength of devotional service attains a transcendental body even in this lifetime. Being attracted by Lord Krishna's transcendental qualities, he fully engages in service at his lotus feet. Okay. Atmana. The living entities and other potencies merge into Mahavishnu as the Lord lies down and winds up, destroys the cosmic manifestation. Liberation means being situated in one's eternal, original form after giving up the changeable, gross, and subtle bodies. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, text, chapter 10, text 6, 136. Krishna bahir mukha doshe maya hoite baya Krishnan mukha bhakti hoite maya bhukta hatya haya. By opposing Krishna consciousness, one becomes conditioned and fearful due to the influence of Maya. By executing devotional service faithfully, one is liberated from Maya. Text 137. Okay. Translation. When the living entity is attracted by the material energy, which is separate from Krishna, he is overpowered by fear, because he is separated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the material energy. His conception of life is reversed. In other words, instead of being the eternal servant of Krishna, he becomes Krishna's competitor. This is called viparyayo smriti. To nullify this mistake, one who is actually learned and advanced worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his spiritual master, worshipful deity, and source of life. He thus worships the Lord by the process of unalloyed devotional service. This verse is quoted from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 2, Text 37. Here's a famous verse. Text 138. Daivi yesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prabadyante maya metam tarantite. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. This is a quote from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 14. Text 139. Bhakti vinu mukti dahi bhaktye mukti hoy. One does not attain liberation without rendering devotional service. Liberation is attained only by devotional service. Text 140. Shreya shritim bhaktim udasya te vivo klishyanti ye kevala moda labdaye. My dear Lord, devotional service unto you is the only auspicious path. If one gives it up simply for speculative knowledge or the understanding that these living beings are spirit souls and the material world is false, he undergoes a great deal of trouble. He only gains troublesome and inauspicious activities. His actions are like beating a husk that is already devoid of rice. His labor becomes fruitless. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-4. Text 141, this is a famous verse. Ye nye vendaksha vimuktimaninas tvayastabhavad avishuddha buddhaya aruya krishrena param padam tada patantyado nadrita yasmadarangraya. O lotus-eyed one, Those who think they are liberated in this life, but are without devotional service to you, are of impure intelligence. Although they accept severe austerities and penances and rise to the spiritual position to impersonal Brahman realization, they fall down again because they neglect to worship your lotus feet. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 2, Text 32. Text 142. Ya esham purusham sakshad atma prabhavam ishvaram nabhajan yava jananti stamad navad prasta patantira. If one simply maintains an official position in the four varnas and ashrams, but does not worship the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he falls down from his puffed up position into a hellish condition. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Chapter 5, Text 3. Next, when one is actually liberated by executing devotional service, he always engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Mukta api laila vigraham kritva bhagavatam bhajante. Even a liberated soul, merged in the impersonal Brahman effulgence, is attracted to the pastimes of Krishna. He thus installs a deity and renders the Lord's service. This is a quotation from Sankaracharya's commentary on the Sringatapani Upanishad, text 145. Echayatma Rama Krishnere Bhajaya Pritak Pritak Cha Kare Iha Apirana Arta Koya. These 6 kinds of Atmaramas engage in the loving service of Krishna. The varieties of service are indicated by adding cha, and they also bear the meaning of api, indeed. There are 6 kinds of Atmaramas. The neophyte student, sadhaka, 371, one who is absorbed in Brahman realization, Brahma Maya, one who has already attained the Brahman position, Prapta Brahma Loya, one who desires to be liberated, Mumuksha, one who is liberated even in this life, Jivan Mukta, and one who is self-realized, Prapta Sarupa. Text 146. Atma Ramascha api kare Krishne aidhoitaki bhakti munaya santa iti Krishna nane ashakti. The 6 kinds of Atmaramas render devotional service to Krishna without ulterior motives. The words munaya and shanta indicate that those who are very much attached to meditating upon Krishna. 147. Digranta avidyahina kehi vidivhina yahan hye yukta se atar dina. The word nigranta means without ignorance and devoid of rules and regulations. Whichever meaning fits may be applied. Text 148. Chashabde kare yadi eter arta ara ekak arta kahe paramasamarta. The use of the word cha in different places produces different meanings. Over and above them, there is another meaning that is very important. Atmaramascha atmaranascha kare barachaya pancha atmaramachaya cha Kare Luptaya. Although the words Atmaramas Cha would be repeated 6 times, simply by adding the word Cha, 5 Atmaramas are deleted. Eka Atmarama Shabda Aveshe Sharahe Eka Atmarama Shabde Chaya Hajana Kahe. There is no need to repeat the word Atmarama. One is sufficient, and that one word indicates 6 persons. Swarupanam eka shesha eka vibhaktau uktatanam aprayoga Ramascha, 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 Rama iti vat. Of words having the same form and case, termination, the last one is the only one retained. For example, the word Rama is used to stand for Ramascha, 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 etc. Text 152. By the aggregate word use of the word cha, it is indicated that all the Atmaramas and saints serve and worship Krishna. Text 153. Api added the word nigranta is used for exposition. Thus, I have tried to clarify 7 meanings of the Atmarama verse. The yogi who worships the supersoul within himself is also called Atmarama. There are 2 types of Atmarama yogis. The 2 types of Atmarama yogis are called Sagarbha and Nigarbha. Each of these is divided into 3. Therefore, there are 6 types of worshippers of the Supersoul. The word Sagarbha Yogi refers to a yogi who worships the Supersoul in the Vishnu form. The Nigarbha Yogi worships the Supersoul without form. The Sagarbha and Nigarbha Yogis are further categorized. 1. Sagarbha Yoga Ruksha. 2. Nigarbha Yoga Rukshu. 3. Sagarbha Yoga Rudha. 4. Nigarbha Yoga Rudha. 5. Sagarbha Praptasiddhi. And 6. Nigarbha Praptasiddhi. Some yogis, text 156, some yogis think of the Lord within their hearts as measuring about 6 inches. The Lord has 4 hands in which he holds a conch shell club, disc, and lotus flower. Those who worship this form of Vishnu within the heart are called Sagarbha yogis. This verse is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 8. Next. When one is in ecstatic love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one's heart is melted by bhakti yoga, and one feels transcendental bliss. There are bodily symptoms manifest, and due to eagerness, there are tears in the eyes. Thus, one is subjected to spiritual bliss. When the heart is overly afflicted, the meditative mind, like a fishing hook, is gradually separated from the object of meditation. This is also a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, 28, 34. By these 3 divisions of advancement in yoga, Yoga Rurukshu, Yoga Rudha, and Praptya Siddhi, there are 6 kinds of mystic yogis. For those saintly persons who wish to rise to the platform of yogic perfection, the means consisting of practicing the yoga system by strictly following its regular principles and practicing the yoga postures, asanas, and breathing exercises. And for those who are already elevated to this platform, the means consists of maintaining mental equilibrium, shama, by rejecting all material activity and practicing meditation to keep the mind on the Supreme Lord. This is text 159 and 160 from the Bhagavad Gita, 6, chapter 3 and 4. Text 160. When a person is no longer interested in acting for sense gratification and he renounces all material desires, he is said to be situated in perfect yoga, Yoga Rudha. When a purified yogi associates with devotees, he engages in Lord Krishna's devotional service, being attracted by the Lord's transcendental qualities. The meanings of the word cha and api can be applied here. The meanings of the words muni and nir granta are the same as before. The word ahoitaki is always applicable to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Urukrama. In this way, I have described 13 complete meanings of the Atmarama verse. Purport. The 13 meanings of the Atmarama verse mentioned here are based on the following meanings for the word Atmarama. 1. Sadhaka, the neophyte performer. 2. Brahma Maya, one absorbed in the thought of impersonal Brahman. 3. Prapta Brahma Loya, one who has actually attained Brahman perfection. 4. Mumuksha, one who desires liberation. 5. Jivan Mukta, one who is liberated in this life. 6. Prapta Sarupa, one who has attained his original constitutional position. 7. Nirgranta Muni, a completely liberated saint. 8. Sagarbha Yoga Ruruksha, a yogi meditating upon the four-handed Vishnu form and desiring yogic perfection. 9. Nigarbha Yoga Ruruksha, one who is trying for perfection in impersonal meditation. 10. Sagarbha Yoga Rudha, one who has been elevated to the platform of yogic perfection by meditating on the Vishnu form. 11. Nigarbha Yoga Rudha, an impersonal yogi on the platform of perfection. 12. Sagarbha Prapta Siddhi, one who has attained the perfectional stage by meditating on the Vishnu form. 13. Nigarbha Prapta Siddhi, one who has attained perfection by practicing impersonal meditation. Text 164. These 13 types of yogis and munis are called Shanta Bhaktas, for they render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the neutral stage. Text 165. The word Atma sometimes means mind, the mind. In this case, the word Atma Rama means a person who is satisfied by mental speculation. When such a person associates with a pure devotee, he takes to devotional service to the lotus feet of Krishna. Text 166. Those who follow the path of great saintly mystic yogis take to the yogic gymnastic exercises process and begin worshiping from the abdomen, where it is said that Brahman is located. Such people are called Sharkaraksha, which means that they are situated in the gross bodily conception. There are followers of the rishi known as Aruna. Following his path, they observe the activities of the arteries. Thus they gradually rise to the heart, where subtle Brahman, Paramatma, is situated. They then worship him. O unlimited Ananta, better than these persons are the mystic yogis who worship you from the top of their heads, beginning with the abdomen and proceeding through the heart. They reach the top of the head and pass through Brahmarandra, the hole at the top of the skull. Thus these yogis attain the perfectional platform and do not enter the cycle of birth and death again. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, 87th chapter, text 18. Being attracted by the transcendental qualities of Krishna, such yogis become great saints. At that time, not being hampered by the yogic process, they engage in unalloyed devotional service. Atma also means endeavor. Being attracted by Krishna's transcendental qualities, some saints make a great endeavor to come to the point of rendering service to him. That's us. 169. The transcendental position cannot be attained by wandering up and down from Brahmaloka and Satyaloka to Pataloka. If one is actually intelligent and learned, he should endeavor for that rare transcendental position. By the force of time, one attains whatever material happiness is available within the 14 worlds, just as one attains distress in due course of time. But since spiritual consciousness is not attained in this way, one should try for it. Purport. This verse was spoken by Narada Muni in Srimad Bhagavatam. Narada Muni was speaking to Vyasadeva, who was morose after he had compiled all the Vedic literatures. In this connection, Narada Muni advised Srila Vyasadeva to try to attain devotional service and nothing else. Jai, all glories to devotional service. Text 170. Those who are eager to awaken their spiritual consciousness and who thus have unflinching and undeviated intelligence certainly attain the desired goal of life very soon. And this quotation is from the Naradiya Purana. Text 171. The word cha may be used in place of api, which gives emphasis to something. Thus it means that without sincere endeavor in devotional service, one cannot attain love of Godhead. Devotional service, devotional perfection is very difficult to attain for two reasons. First, unless one is attached to Krishna, he cannot attain devotional perfection, even if he renders devotional service for a long time. Second, Krishna does not easily deliver perfection in devotional service. Purport, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.6.18, Muktim Dadati Karhi Chit. Srila Shukadeva Goswami told Maharaj Parikshit that Krishna readily grants liberation, but does not very readily grant perfection in devotional service. This means that Krishna wants to see that a devotee is actually sincere and serious, and that he does not have ulterior motives. If this is the case, devotional service can very easily be successful. Otherwise, it is very difficult to obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This verse appears in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So we have to become sincere and serious in our devotional service, which of course means coming to the morning program, whatever time you can come, the earlier the better, because Mangal Arti starts at 4:30, and these are the special Brahma Muhurta hours that make a difference in your spiritual advancement. Text 170. What?
What does it mean to not have ulterior motives?
Yeah, ulterior motives means that we have other agendas, that we have so many different desires to get a wife or get some advancement in the material world, to fall victim to Maya's entrapments, and to be diverted from the path of devotional service. We have to continue and stick to the lotus feet of Krishna and follow the process as it is given by Srila Prabhupada, and read his books regularly, and go on Harinam, and also distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. To be fully engaged in devotional service frees us from the modes of material nature and allows us to be fixed at Krishna's lotus feet. And this is a famous verse. Tesham sadadayuktanam bhajatam pradipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Text 174. Another meaning of Atma is driti, or endurance. A person who endeavors with endurance is Atmarama. With endurance, such a person engages in devotional service. So that means steady. We're regulated in our sadhana. We engage in devotional service, but it starts with the morning program, because that gives us a foundation for the rest of the day to remember Krishna. The word muni also means bird and bumblebee. The word nirgranta refers to foolish people. By the mercy of Krishna, such creatures contact a sadhu, spiritual master, and thus engage in devotional service. We're those creatures. That's a funny way of putting it. Number text 176. My dear mother, in this forest all the birds, after rising on the beautiful branches of the trees, are closing their eyes and not being attracted by any other sound, are simply listening to the vibration of Krishna's flute. Such birds must be on the same level as great saints. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, chapter 21, text 14. This statement was made by the gopis, who were lamenting in separation from Krishna and studying how the inhabitants of Vrindavan were enjoying life like a saintly persons. Text 177. O good fortune personified, O original personality of Godhead, all these bees are chanting about your transcendental fame, which will purify the entire universe. Indeed, they are following your path in the forest and are worshiping you. Actually, they are all saintly persons, but now they have taken the form of bees. Although you are playing like a human being, they could not forget that you are their worshipful deity. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, 15th chapter, text 6. Krishna and Balaram were just on the verge of boyhood and were entering the forest of Vrindavan when Krishna began to offer prayers to please Balaram. Text 178. All the cranes and swans in the water are being enchanted by the melodious song of Krishna's flute. They have approached and are worshiping the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full attention. Alas, they are closing their eyes and are becoming completely silent. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:35-11. In the day, Krishna went to the forest of Vrindavan, and at that time the gopis, being morose due to separation from him, were lamenting in this way. Kiratas, Hunas, Undras, Pulindas, Pushakas, Abiras, Sambas, Yavanas, and members of the Kasha races, and even others who are addicted to sinful acts, can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of the Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto him. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 2:4-18. This verse was spoken by Shukadeva Goswami when Parikshit Maharaj asked him for a description of the creation. While offering obeisances to the personality of Godhead, Shukadeva Goswami described the unlimited potencies of Lord Vishnu, who can purify the low-born creatures mentioned herein. Text 180. The word driti is also used when one is fully perfect in knowledge, when, due to having obtained the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one has no material miseries, he attains Mahapurna, the highest level of perfection. Text 181. Driti is the fullness felt due to the absence of misery, and the attainment of knowledge of the Supreme Lord and pure love for him. The lamentation that accrues from not obtaining a goal or from losing something already attained does not affect this completeness. This verse is found in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 2.4.144. Text 38, 182. Krishna Bhakta Dukkahina Pancharat Vancharatnahina Krishna Prema Seva Purnananda Privina. A devotee of Krishna is never in a miserable condition, nor does he have any other desire than to serve Krishna. He is experienced and advanced. He feels the transcendental bliss of love of Krishna and always engages in his service in full perfection. We have the example of Srila Prabhupada and many other advanced devotees. Text 183. My devotees, having fulfilled their desires by serving me, do not accept the four kinds of salvation that are easily earned by such service. Why then should they accept any pleasures that are lost in the course of time? This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, 467. In this material world, all living entities are disturbed due to their flickering position. A devotee, however, is fixed in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, the master of the senses. Such a person is to be considered situated in endurance and patience. The word, text 185, the word cha is for emphasis, and the word api is used to indicate an aggregate. Thus, it is to be understood that even dull creatures, birds and illiterates, can also be situated in endurance and engage in Krishna's devotional service. Text 186. Okay, we'll chant. Atma sabe buddhi kaye buddhi vishesha samanya buddhi yukta yata jiva ayashesha. The word atma is also used for a particular type of intelligence. Since all living entities generally have some intelligence, more or less, they are included. Budye Rama Atma Rama Duta Pakakara Pandita Munigana Nirgranta Murka Ara. Everyone has some kind of intelligence, and one who utilizes his intelligence is called an Atma Rama. There are two types of Atma Ramas. One is a learned scholar and philosopher, and the other is an uneducated, illiterate, foolish person. Krishna Kripaya Sadhu Sange Rati Buddhi Paya Savachari Shuddha Bhakti Kare Krishna Paya. By the mercy of Krishna and by the association of devotees, one increases his attraction to and intelligence for pure devotional service. Therefore, one gives up everything and engages himself at the lotus feet of Krishna and his pure devotees. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak prasarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava saman vidita. I, Krishna, am the original source of everything. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service with love and devotion. This is from Bhagavad Gita, Purport 10.8. Okay. Women, fourth-class men, uncivilized hill tribes, hunters, and many others born of low families, as well as birds and beasts, can engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who acts very wonderfully, and follow the path of the devotees and take lessons from them. Although the ocean of nescience is vast, they can still cross over it. What then is the difficulty for those who are advanced in Vedic knowledge? This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 2.746. Lord Brahma said this when speaking to his disciple Narada about the wonderful characteristics of Lord Vishnu. Simply by chanting the glories of Lord Vishnu, one can cross the ocean of nescience, even though one may be low-born. Considering all these points, when one engages in the service of Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna gives one the intelligence by which he can gradually progress toward perfection in service to the Lord. To those who constantly worship, are devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Tesham sadadayuktanam bhajatam paripurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamami patanti te. To be elevated to the platform of devotional service, the following 5 items should be observed. Association with devotees. 2, engagement in the service of Lord Krishna. 3, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, the chanting of the holy names, and residence at Vrindavan or Mathura, or a transcendental place like this temple where we are worshiping Shri Shri Radha Golokananda. One's dormant love for Krishna gradually awakens if one is a little advanced in one of these 5 items and is intelligent. Okay, we got the sound. Jai, all glories to Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. I didn't get to the point. You see it?
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vaskachari Satarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vaskachari Satarine Jai Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shira. Jaya Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Radha Golokananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya, Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya, Gurudev.
Jaya Vishnupad, Paramahansa Pabhriti Saraswati Saraswati Shishimas Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sika Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Vaiti Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai. Jai Radha Krishna Gopagopana Shai Mukunda Radha Kunda Giri Gaurani Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mai Pranavadip Dham Ki Jai. Jagat Puri Dham Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki. Srimati Tulsi Devi Ki. Harinam Sankirtan Ki. Brihat Mridanga Ki. Samaveda Bhaktivinda Ki. Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan today, 11:30 at Weaver Street Market, the usual place we go, till 1 o'clock. It's going to be warm, sunny, and lots of people will be out there walking around with their dogs and kids and running around, whatever they do. But we'll be there to give them the holy name. 11:30 at Weaver Street. Chaitodarpanam marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya karavya. I like the cow. Anandam Budi Vardhanam Pratipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahudan Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapida Nihamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Nurdaiva Midrishami Hajjanina Nuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Suhishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishamevavam Budao Kripayata Vapada Pankaja Tadushim Chintaya Nayanam Galashu Daraya Varanam Gadgadradaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagatmarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyava Padamritam Anastumam Adarshanam Marmahata Karotuva Yatatatava Vidadatu Lampato mat pranatastusa eva napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street, should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. Such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I am fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything. He is always my Lord, unconditionally. Shri Shastra Ki Jai. Thank you, Dyaradika, for addressing the deities. You're a real regular now, 2 times a week, and really, really wonderful. It looks like an Easter version with the little bunnies there. Anyway, and downstairs, I'm not sure who's cooking, but I know they made a nice offering for their lordships. Hare Krishna. Yes. Jai, Hare Bol.